Okay, so explain kind of how you view chokepoint 2.0, what's happening, and like what you think the ramifications are.
Well, let me start with some evidence of the coordination. We didn't talk about this when it happened, but we've now shared it with the people who need to know. We have a smoking gun. We have it in email from a reporter who was told that the Fed and OCC applicants for bank charters were asked simultaneously to withdraw their applications or they would be voted down. And Custodia did not withdraw our applications, and the OCC, you've seen what's happened to the pending OCC applicants. Okay, so that was the tip of the spear. Custodia was the tip of the spear. We have that evidence, and we have more than just that. But that is the smoking gun that proves there was coordination. Both of those agencies are supposed to be independent. They are required to abide by due process requirements in the Constitution and in the Administrative Procedure Act. And by the agencies coordinating, and by the way, we do know it was coordinated with the White House as well. Again, now that 6 weeks have passed and you've seen the magnitude of the coordination, it's pretty obvious that it was coordinated. But back then, there were a lot of people saying, prove it, prove it, prove it. Well, we had the proof. We just weren't in a position to talk about it publicly. And what happened is that 2 days before Custodia's application was voted down by the Board of Governors, we were getting calls because they had leaked to the press that our application was about to be voted down. And thank goodness we didn't respond, because then one of the reporters put it in email. Okay, I'm going to defend the identity of the reporter. The reporter was just doing their job. But multiple reporters were involved in this, okay? So they know, and by the way, we were able to confirm, it was both the White House effectively confirm it was both the White House and the Fed. And one of the reasons we knew it was the Fed is because within hours of us sending a letter to the General Counsel of the Fed, a reporter was recounting it back to our PR officer. Okay, where's the due process in that? Now, what happened with Custodia on the 27th of January is the White House released simultaneously with the Fed anti-crypto policies at the same time as they announced that Custodia's application had been withdrawn. That was all at 11:30 a.m. Eastern on January 27th, or not withdrawn, denied. All three coordinated to release the press releases in the Big Bang. And then with precision timing, hours later, the Kansas City Fed denied our master account application, and then both parties moved to dismiss our pending lawsuit. All that happened with precision timing that day. But here, Pomp, here's an interesting aspect. A lot of folks didn't realize that was FOMC blackout week. The Fed never does anything during FOMC blackout week. And all of a sudden, there's this vote that happens on this very, 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 very rushed timeline during FOMC blackout week. What was going on at the time? In the fog of war, we didn't realize it. It was all just this coordinated start of Operation Chokepoint 2.0. Since then, it has been, and by the way, insiders have come in. The Washington is a sieve. We've been told exactly what happened and who it was. And by the way, then Senator Dick Durbin came over the top and attacked Custodia. We're not even an operating bank yet. How is it that we were even on the White House's radar screen and Senator Dick Durbin's radar screen? This was all this very coordinated effort by the Biden administration to push crypto into the shadows. And now it's clear, crystal clear. We've seen it with all of the actions against Paxos, with the actions against the stablecoin producers, issuers, with the actions against Kraken between the IRS and the SEC. Most of the crypto exchanges got Wells notices in early February. And then you saw the SEC change the custody rule, propose to change the custody rule. And then lastly, last night, Coinbase announced that it had gotten a Wells notice. They have blanketed the entire industry with enforcement actions. And again, the White House said the quiet part out loud in the economic report to the president, essentially dunking on all financial innovation, especially crypto. They want to bring us back to the 19th century. And I am floored by that. Again, I'm not making a political statement. I reject the politicization of what has happened here. What I'm floored by is that the cooler heads, the more moderate Democrats in the Biden administration, have been steamrolled by the anti-crypto, anti-tech group And what's really going on here, I don't know. There are a lot of people who think that it's, tear it down to build back better so that the government ends up with more control and more surveillance, and that this is all a precursor to a central bank digital currency. I don't have any evidence of that. Is it plausible? Yes, but I don't have any evidence of that. However, I will say for the first time, a CBDC, a retail CBDC, where every individual has a bank account at the Fed, that is a hill I will die on.